Hello everyone. Today I'll be talking about Silent Hill, the psychological horror game series created by Konami. First created in 1999, it was originally made to compete with Resident Evil, but the team behind Silent Hill, Team Silent, decided to go a completely different direction and go psychological, spawning a handful of successful sequels and even a film adaptation in 2006. But for the longest time, Silent Hill lay dormant in a state of limbo as Konami moved away from the video game market and put their hands into pachinko machines. Thankfully, though, in the early 2020s, Konami decided to change their business practices and come back to making full-scale AAA games, starting with the Silent Hill series. Back in October of 2022, Konami held something called the Silent Hill Transmission, the first of many that are still coming out to this day, which are basically live streams or directs or state of plays, whatever the hell other companies call it, to announce brand new Silent Hill projects down the pipeline. In their first ever transmission, they announced a handful of things, namely the Silent Hill 2 remake by Bloober Team that everybody was criticizing, only for it to come out and be one of the best horror remakes of all time. Other things like the upcoming Silent Hill Townfall, which I'm very interested in. Then it was announced that the director of the first Silent Hill movie would return to make an adaptation of Silent Hill 2, titled Return to Silent Hill. Now, many were pretty optimistic about it, as a lot of people have nostalgia for the first film, and think for, an early 2000s video game adaptation, that it was a pretty good representation of the Silent Hill mythos. Personally, I love the art style, I love the visual effects, I think that the style was done very well in the first film, but I didn't love the story, and I didn't love the inclusion of Silent Hill 2 enemies, and especially Pyramid Head, considering it makes no sense, canonically, considering the fact that Pyramid Head is linked to James' psyche and his version of Silent Hill, no one else's. But, it's an early 2000s video game adaptation, and it did pretty alright. In an era of Alone in the Dark and all the Resident Evil films,
What the hell am I looking at?
I'd say Silent Hill, the original, did a pretty alright job. Return to Silent Hill, on the other hand, I think we finally did it, folks. I think we finally found the absolute worst in video game adaptations. This is terrible. This movie is a disgrace to Silent Hill 2. It's a disgrace to the Silent Hill brand. It's a disgrace to the fans. It's a disgrace to the original creators of Silent Hill 2. It's a disgrace to the people that worked on this. It's a disgrace to Akira Yamaoka, the guy that did the music for this in the original Silent Hill games. It's a disgrace to everyone. I don't even know where to begin. I guess I'll start with the man of the hour, James Sunderland. Or, wait, is that James? Or is that John?
Mary?
Okay, in all seriousness, is it really that wrong for me and for many others to want him to look like the version of him from the game? Is him being a blonde with a comb over really that big of a crime? Is it really that big of an ask? This looks nothing like James. I mean, even the jacket. I mean, it's not even the same color, and it's leather, and it looks stupid. And I have no discredit for the actor. I think that he does fairly well with what he's given, which isn't good. He's given a pretty bad script. I mean, like, the first 5 minutes of the film is James smoking a blunt while driving a sports car going extremely fast down a narrow road. So if you want that to, set the tone, set the mood for what the rest of the movie is going to be like, I'd say go right ahead because, well, it gets much, much, much worse.
Duff is a real gamer. He has been immersed in this world.
That's why the first film was so well received by the fans of Silent Hill, because they felt that I was one of them.
Shut the fuck.
Are you kidding me? Are we really gonna pull this I'm a real gamer bullshit? Come on, man. Just say that you've never played the game before and that you've read some storyboards, maybe watched a couple videos, really like the style, and that you want to give your own spin on it. Don't spread this bullshit that you're gonna do a faithful adaptation and that you're gonna make the fans happy and that you're one of them. Anyways, the rest of the characters also are pretty butchered. Eddie, which, had a pretty complex personality and evolution throughout the story of the game, has been watered down to this weird-looking homeless guy that just beats the shit out of James for no reason and then runs off laughing, never to return again. Then you have Angela, which had a pretty serious and pretty dark backstory that took a lot of nuance to explain. And in this film, she's just betrayed. It's so in your face. It's kind of ridiculous. I mean, it's the fact that a video game from 20 years ago can do way better at explaining a serious topic like this more than a movie that has come out in the year of our Lord 2026. It's just really bad. And the game itself wasn't extremely hidden about its, inherent SA themes in areas like the labyrinth. But at least there wasn't a scene in the game where Angela looks at James and goes, "No one will ever touch me again." And that right there is the biggest issue with this director, Christoph Gans, is that he doesn't understand subtlety. Silent Hill is not an action movie. It's not a music video for Tool or System of a Down. It's a psychological horror game. This movie feels more like a music video than it does a movie. He also assumes that the audience is just really stupid and has to blatantly show every little meaning, when Silent Hill 2, one of its best assets, is that it's a little harder to decipher than some other games at the time and nowadays. Now, I'm debating on making a whole separate video on just the character of Laura alone, because Laura is done so badly in this film that it genuinely made me angry, like physically angry. This was one of the first movies I've seen in a long time that I just wanted to walk out, because I was that upset at how they portrayed her. In the game, it is stated very clear that she is just a normal girl that doesn't see any of the monsters, doesn't see any of the scary stuff, because she's an innocent little girl that just so happens to be at Silent Hill at the time. There's moments where she questions James and asks why he's being so weird, because she doesn't see the monsters. But in this film, she's the stereotypical conjuring exorcist girl that looks creepy and carries this weird doll around. I mean, good God, what the hell were they thinking? Finally, you have Maria. And, once again, no discredit to the actress, no discredit to anybody that was in this because this wasn't their script. But, come on, couldn't you have got her a better wig? I could have got a better wig at Party City, and I'm pretty sure they're going out of business. And I know Mary's a character, but her backstory in this movie is so bad, and it's also kind of spoilery, which I'm not really planning on spoiling this in this video. But just take my word for it, when this is probably the worst change to the Silent Hill 2 lore, because Mary has this whole new backstory with all these random people and her father and this cult stuff, and it's genuinely really it's terrible. It adds an entirely new section of the lore that is just completely unnecessary, and they're shown in flashbacks, and these flashbacks take up like 30 to 40% of the film. So instead of, learning about James's past with Mary through environmental storytelling in the town, in his journey himself, like in the game, instead we get these stupid flashbacks that feel jarring, have terrible color grading, and the romance is, it was changed to where Mary and James never married, and they also lived in Silent Hill for a certain amount of time, and I thought that was very unnecessary and, once again, completely pointless and kind of dumb. The letter James gets doesn't even say, "In my restless dreams, I see that town. I swear to God, Christoph Gans just wants to piss off the fan base." Is that what he wants? I really feel like that's what he wants. Also, the monsters kind of suck. I mean, for the most part, all the nurses and everything, they look fine. I mean, this film was made on a smaller budget, but I don't really care about that. I think limitation breeds creativity, but still, I think that just some of the redesigns weren't great. And Pyramid Head is just terrible because he shows up for maybe 5 minutes, and one of those moments is where James uses him as a weapon. And the ending is just terrible. I'm not going to spoil it because there's probably at least 2 people on this very planet that want to see it that haven't seen it yet, and that have also come across this video. But in my opinion, wait for the ending to come out on YouTube because it's so bad. I'd say it's at least worth watching the ending because you got to see how bad they fumbled this movie. And I'll be honest, I feel very tired now. Talking about this movie is physically exhausting. I got sick. I got sick after watching this movie. The only saving grace was that a week later Iron Lung came out, and that was pretty much the opposite of all the issues I had with this movie. But thanks for stopping by and watching this video. I know that this was probably a bit rough, but it's been a long time since I've really done stuff like this. I had an old gaming channel years ago, but I kind of left it behind because, well, I just didn't really feel motivated anymore, and I was kind of deciding what I wanted to do with my time, and I thought, you know what, this movie was so bad that I had to come back to YouTube and start again. And I plan to make more videos after this, so don't worry about that. They're probably going to be mostly analysis videos. I'm also planning on having more live action segments. I have a computer that can render effects and everything. But my plan as well is to hopefully maybe have some live action skits here and there. I am a college student, so I am kind of on and off with schedules and being busy, so I can't confirm if my schedule is going to be consistent. If I magically disappear for a month or 2, don't worry, I'm not dead. It's probably finals or something. But I appreciate it. I appreciate everyone watching. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you thought so I can improve. And thank you so much.